So let's talk about fear and the fear monsters that haunt all of us. And let me be honest about my own fears, because fear has played a very debilitating role in my life at very key points in my life. So you can know exactly what you want to experience in your life, but get so afraid by these fear monsters that you don't move forward. But when you really begin to look at your fears closely, the fears aren't as ugly and scary as you really thought they were. They can actually become soft, cuddly friends that can teach you a lot about yourself and can help you on your journey. For me, a great fear that I had when I knew that I wanted to be a life coach and speaker and writer was, what are people going to think if I make this change? I went to Princeton. I had a degree. I had a great job. I had everything that everybody thought they wanted to have. But I was unhappy. But I was afraid of what other people might think if I made a change in my plans. I got stuck in that fear for a long time, worrying, why would I go about doing something like this if I already have it all? Even though my heart was telling me that I wanted something different. But I sat with that fear. I talked with it. I put it down on a paper and I looked very closely at it. And I asked myself, who would I be if that fear wasn't part of my life? What choices would I make if that fear wasn't there? And I began to see that I was allowing what other people thought of me to have a major impact on my decision-making process. I began to question it. Does it really matter what they think? Is it their life to live? Are they the ones that are going to feel uncomfortable sitting in this office day in and day out? No. I looked at it, I talked with that fear, and I began to see that if I didn't have that fear, if I let that go, and I started to just do what my heart told me it was ready to do, that I could move forward and I could become all of the things that I wanted to become. I'm not going to say that that was an easy process to go through. Looking at our fears is scary. We grow up, feeling that these fears are going to overcome us, and we do allow them to overcome us because we don't question them. Everybody else is afraid. We think it's normal to be afraid, and yeah, those fears are there. But if you examine them, your fears can change, and you can change, and you can see beyond your fear, and you can move through that fear and go towards what you want to experience anyway. Another fear that I had was, I'm going to give up this income that I have, this steady flow of income, and go out into the unknown. What am I thinking? Am I crazy to do this? But I began to see that what I was really afraid of was, I thought that the universe didn't have enough money to support me. It had to come from a predictable means. That's what I was told growing up. I had to follow a specific path and climb a specific ladder. That's what I was told I was supposed to do. So why would I do it any differently? Well, for me, what was getting in my way is worry about, where is this money going to come from to support me in becoming a life coach and a speaker and writer? So I looked at the fear, and I looked at the belief behind that fear, that I thought maybe things were scarce. Maybe there wasn't enough money for everyone. Maybe there wasn't enough money to support my dreams. But then I looked back at my life experience, and I saw very clearly that I had always been provided for. Why would it be any different now? And I began to think, what if I believed in a different way? What if instead of being afraid of my finances, I embraced my finances? And I began to be thankful that I did have the money that I had. We can all learn to overcome our fears. If you're afraid of what others think, that's okay. Just begin to look at your fear and understand it. Why not look your fear in the face and smile at it and say, it's okay that you're here, but you don't have power over me anymore. You can do it.